guys, Mumbling here, back again. How's everybody doing? You know me, the Honorable Warrior. No, I'm serious about that. How's everybody doing out there? This is my first response to MelinaPendulum. She did a video not too long ago where she was talking about a certain character and a certain movie that kind of transcended the character in a good way. And that character is a classic character that our parents grew up with, and he still goes on. He's probably one of the most famous cartoon dogs out there, Scooby-Doo. Melina was, or Miss M as I call her, Miss M was talking about a movie, an animated movie that came out back in 1999, I believe, correct? Called Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. And Ms. M went on to talk about how this really kind of put that oomph back with Scooby and the gang. And you know what? She's absolutely right. Very, very truthfully right about that. I remember when they first were advertising this movie. They were going through the whole vignettes of showing that they've unmasked over 400 or so people and everything like that. You see the classic cartoons and everything like that being, and you see Scooby lifting a mask or somebody else lifting a mask, and if it wasn't for you snooping kids and everything like that. And then all of a sudden that just pans out from this very little bit darker toned look, and it's like you've never seen Scooby-Doo like this. And the main gist of the advertising was, this time the monsters are real. And right there, because I've been watching Scooby for a long time, you could go ways back with me with that. Still watch the classic Pup Named Scooby-Doo and all the other movies, from the Ghoul School and Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers and the Reluctant Werewolf, and I could go on and on. But with Zombie Island, it holds a special place because it did transcend Scooby and showcase that Scooby can go into the gang. Scooby and the gang can go into that theme of the supernatural. It's real. It's not just some guy in a mask just trying to get rich quick, and it proved it so well. The movie was, like I said, a little darker. The animation was flawless in my opinion. Very, very quality work. Very quality. I really, really appreciated what they delivered in that work, and you could tell it had that anime-ish feel to it. A lot of the characters looked like they were drawn by a Japanese artist, which is great for me. I love that stuff. And it started out pretty much as usual. The gang looks like an old case of the gang. Then it segues to what's going on now with the gang. The gang has kind of split apart, in a sense. Daphne's got her own talk show called Coast to Coast with Daphne Blake. Freddie is her manager or something like that. Velma has her own bookstore, and she's like, okay, I got it, I got the book. Yeah, she's on the phone with a customer, and the customer says, she's like, yeah, I got it, we got it. And then the customer says, I'll be back by to pick it up in 2 weeks or something like that. And she's like, kind of business is going slow. Scooby and Shaggy, on the other hand, they're customs officers. Like, they make sure nobody sneaks in, certain contraband that is not supposed to be snuck into the country, and Scooby and his nose can pick it up. It was fun like that, and you just saw what Scooby and Shaggy do best. They went in the back and ate up all the contraband, which was funny. But you saw the gang get back together, because Daphne wanted to get some real live, real footage of real ghosts, and what better place to go to, since I'm a big fan of the paranormal investigators and, you know, ghost hunters and all that stuff. It's documented by paranormals that the most haunted state in the United States is New Orleans. So they went down there, you know, which was fine. You know, then we get all wrapped up into the story, and the story was good too. So Melina was definitely on board when she was critiquing this very much. This story really got you really invested into the gang getting back together, finding out that the stuff that's going on is real. You know, voodoo and zombies and, you know, metamorphic cat people, you know, things like that. It's real, you know, and it really was really a good animated movie. It really put Scooby back on, got people talking about, you know, Scooby again in that manner of like, yo, I remember watching it, and then my friends were like, yo, Chris, did you see that new Scooby-Doo movie? Did you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I saw that. It was good, wasn't it? He's like, yeah. And it's like, it just brought you back. It gave us what our parents liked about Scooby, and then it gave us what this generation wanted from Scooby. A little bit of more supernatural-esque, but to the point of like, hey, you know, maybe sometimes this stuff is for real. Like, it's not bad. And, you know, I loved what I saw in that movie. And because of that, we started to get more quality work, you know, Scooby-Doo movies after that. From The Witch's Ghost to, I've got the one that dealt with the aliens. You know, there were a couple other ones that still had that animation feel, you know, that same Japanese animation. I think there was one where they went into the computer, which was kind of taking it back to the classic days of Scooby, which was fine to me. I enjoyed it too. But the voiceover acting was pretty good. You know, Frank Welker came back to reprise his voice as Freddy, as he always does. He's still flawless as that character. My biggest problem with the movie, and, you know, none saying it's wrong, Melina, but for me, my biggest problem with the movie was that Casey Kasem didn't come back to voice Shaggy. That was my biggest problem. I didn't like the actor who voiced Shaggy. He did Shaggy and Scooby. I did not like that. And I wish the late, great Don Mesky was still around to do Scooby's voice, because it would have been classic to me. I've always been a fan of Don Messick as his, you know, as classic Scooby. You know, and Shaggy did a great job. You know, and Casey Kasem doing Shaggy always did a great job. But Zombie Island definitely put Scooby-Doo back on the map. If you've never seen it, I don't know what kind of rock you've been sleeping on. That is a Scooby-Doo movie I recommend that you sit down and watch. You probably can find it here on the internet. You know, probably on YouTube. It's probably right up here. You know, just find it. It was a downright good movie, because from kind of you know, I remember when one of my favorite parts in the movie is when they finally caught one of the zombies, and, you know, here's Freddy saying it's the gardener. You know, he's pulling the zombie's head. And the funniest thing is, he's like, here, Shaggy, hold the camera. And you got Shaggy holding the camera, and you're seeing it through his perspective, and Shaggy's just in the camera shade, and he's like, either give the camera to Daphne, or you know, and it was so funny. And then, you know, he's still trying to yank the head off, and, you know, next you know, pop, the head pops right off, and he's like, it's real. And then, you know, it's just funny. And then, once again, the story really, it wasn't just that the monster is real, but the story as well in this movie actually was good. You know, the concept of why these people are doing this, what the zombies really are, what the zombies really are, why these people have to do this. I'm not going to spoil a lot of things, but even though this movie's like years old, but still, there are probably some people out there who've never seen it. But it still was a good movie. I really definitely enjoyed it. It's a movie, anytime it comes on, I'll sit down and watch, because it's probably one of my favorite out of the new versions of the Scooby-Doo movies. You know, some people ask me all the time, you know, Christy, did you like the live action? And I'm like this, because to me, Scooby-Doo is a character that should not be made live action. It should stay animated. And I was really not too fond of the casting of the gang as well. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar, but she was not Daphne. Freddie Prinze Jr. was not Fred. Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, I thought he was pretty decent. And I'm always forgetting the actress who played Velma. She was good. She was good as Velma. But overall, I wasn't too fond of the movies as a whole. But the animated movies, I love. You know, even the classic ones. And all the classic incarnation of cartoons. The latest one that Cartoon Network has out, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, I like it. You know, I like it for what it is. You know, they changed a lot of some of the characters. You know, like Velma and Shaggy, they were dating. You know, Freddy's like this big kind of doofus who just likes traps, and Daphne's like a typical bleach blonde who's got no brains and all just, oh, Freddy and everything like that. You know, it was kind of weird at first, but the tone was different. But it is what it is. But as for Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, definitely agree with Melina on this one. Ms. M, very, very, very much do. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island did put Scooby back on the map. It did give us something to talk about Scooby again, and not just, oh, that's that show from back in the days that my parents used to watch. You know, a kid, you know, a couple of high school kids and a big Great Dane, they go searching mysteries and everything like that. You know, whatever. It was good back then, but now it's ran its course. This shot Scooby back up in a good way. You see? So other than that, guys, being that this was the first response video from Melina, Ms. M, yeah, I'm gonna start calling her Ms. M. I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend everybody gives Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island a try. You won't be disappointed, especially if you're a Scooby-Doo fan like yours truly. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna be disappointed. But if you're not, you still might like it because the quality, and I put the emphasis on the quality, so good. So good. And you can't go wrong with good quality, right? But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys, as always. I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. And once again, you guys take care.